When we had the Africa Climate Summit, the biggest conversation that was in that climate summit is about climate finance. And it comes in different ways. Many of our economies, many of our countries are struggling because of the effects of climate change. Many countries are spending more mitigating the effects of climate change, whether it is drought, whether it is floods, whether it is mudslides. We're spending more money managing the effects of climate change than on health or food security. And to be able to manage the balance between what you are spending on climate change and what you are spending on social service, it is necessary for us to work on climate financing. How do we reform the international financial architecture that was fashioned before the advent of climate change? If you are going to use the same instruments that we have used, the same financial instruments that we have used, designed for a different purpose at a different time, we will not be able to manage the competing financial requirements of our budgets, especially in the context of what we have to spend on managing climate change. It is true that you cannot allow the illegal, unfettered use of forest resources if you indeed want to grow your forest cover. And fortunately for us, many of the forest areas are in our water towers. So as you are aware, we are fencing off Aberdares, we are fencing off Mount Kenya. We're now in the process of putting a fence in Mau, and we have a whole program of making sure that we protect our forest areas by fencing as a measure against illegal logging. And to achieve that, we just authorized additional forest rangers. 1,500 forest rangers have just graduated to make sure that we have adequate human capital to protect the forest cover that we have. We are also increasing the number of those joining our National Youth Service. You heard me announce last month that we are going to increase our enrollment into the National Youth Service, and we are going to convert some of them into the Green Army that is going to engage in making sure that we don't just plant trees, but we grow trees. Many times it's easy to plant, but it is difficult to see them through maturity. So we are adopting this process as a mechanism of ensuring that our commitment to planting 15,000 trees is not about planting, it's about growing 15 billion trees. And as we grow the 15 billion, we must protect what we already have. And we have put in place mechanisms to make sure that that happens. So sometimes we are not sure whether we need rain or we need water. And I think the question is, we need water. And sometimes we confuse the two. Kenya, for example, is 80% arid and semi-arid. Therefore, we don't have much of rain, but I bet you we have enough water. And so we have decided as a country that we need to make sure that our water towers, our wetlands are protected so that we can use them to collect, harvest, store enough water to assist us manage our food security requirements. And it is the reason why we made a conscious decision that we are going to plant 15 billion trees to protect our wetlands and to protect our water towers. Accompanying the restoration of our water towers and wetlands is a subject of soil health. Of course, as you are aware, degraded lands leads to soil erosion, leads to soil degradation, and therefore restoring these wetlands and water towers also speaks to soil health. In the first 1 year, we are planting 500 million trees, and we are nurturing 1 billion seedlings for the next year. The next item is water harvesting. We're building 100 mega dams because we realize that we need water. So whenever we have rain, we should collect as much of it as is possible. And that will speak to what our brothers and sisters in Tanzania are doing, increasing production under irrigation. Our plan is to increase land under irrigation from 600,000 acres to 2 million acres. It is our belief that by so doing, we will not only deal with the challenges accompanying climate change, but we will also enhance our food security.